Mother farmer, son of a blender repairman. Oh shiitake mushrooms. This week's Travis Laughs is brought to you by Substitute Swear Words, when sounding like an idiot is a better choice than expressing your feelings. Hi there. I hope you had a great day. I had about the usual, got my 8 hours of sleep because I had to rest my body and mind so that I could operate at peak performance. And then before I even got out of bed, I grabbed my phone, scrolled through to see who it was that, based on ideological, philosophical, and political differences, I was most obligated to hate throughout the day. Then I went into the kitchen, grabbed a big glass of water and drank that down because you got to have plenty of fluids if you're going to live your best life. And then I followed that up with several cups of coffee because, let's be honest, expecting your best life drinking water is kind of like knowing a hurricane is coming. So you grab that little paper umbrella out of your pretty drink and you think to yourself, I'm ready now. Then I made myself a high-protein, low-fat breakfast with plenty of fiber, just a little bit of plant-based sweetener so that, give it a little kick. And while I was doing that, so that my tempo would be properly fueled to be the best person I could, I listened to the news so I could catch up on who did what horrible things to who, and what their ideology was and who they were blaming as a motivation for their actions, so that I could glean through that and pick out the pieces that supported the preconceived opinion I already had about whose fault all this bullshit is in the first place. And then, after I had finished eating, I took a few moments to center myself, to kind of find my balance, to prepare myself so that as I went through the day, as I met people that needed from me, I could give to them. And as negative stimuli struck me, I could deflect it and or deal with it as needed, as a balanced, mature, giving, loving person. And then once I had myself completely calmed down, and I was ready for whatever the day might bring, I grabbed my wallet, I grabbed my keys, I walked out the door, and I joined the morning rush hour traffic. 22 minutes later, I walked into work and I greeted all of my coworkers with my usual morning salutation, which was this: I have to tell you guys that if even half of those fucking idiots out there have a driver's license, then the war's over, chaos is won, give up. That comforting realization that the last person on earth to see me alive is probably gonna look up from their phone and realize they're driving on the wrong side of the road. I'll be over in the corner, nobody talk to me. I do hope you had a great day. Perhaps more importantly, I hope you remembered to like yourself today. I think it's super important that we like ourselves. And let's be honest, our society doesn't do a great job of reminding us of how important that is. I mean, between behavior modification, which says, unless you do the things I want you to, you shouldn't like yourself, and capitalism, which says, look, you're a garbage person unless you buy our new product. And next year, you're going to be an old garbage person unless you buy 2 of them, and whatever we invent between now and then. And then there's religion, which says to behavior modification and capitalism, really? That's the best you can do to crush a spirit? Here, hold my chalice. Let me show you how this is done. But it is super important that we like ourselves. And I know some people would say, but Travis, I have a lot of flaws. It's hard to like myself. Yeah, you know who else has a lot of flaws? Everybody and everything. That doesn't mean you don't like it. It's part of what gives us character. I mean, the ceiling in the Sistine Chapel. If you really look at that thing, and it's had millions of visitors, it's incredibly famous and very beloved, and yet it has all kinds of flaws. And I'm not even talking about all the naked boobies on the ceiling of a church. Where was that when I was a kid? I'm talking about, like, the flowers on the southwest corner of the Noah picture. Look, When my son was 3, he did better flowers than that. And now he gets mad at me for not throwing those pictures away because they're embarrassing, Dad. The movie, The Titanic. Some people's favorite movie, very popular romantic movie, full of flaws, but we still like it. Really? Jack and Rose couldn't both fit on the door? She wouldn't insist that he get out of the freezing water and climb up next to her? Come on. Although, and this is just my personal theory, I don't think that we can really blame Rose if, as I suspect, she actually had a weight buoyancy perception disorder. At the end of the movie, spoilers, the old lady Rose takes out that necklace and drops it into the water. I don't think she was making an homage to her lost lover there. I think she realized, ooh, this necklace is heavy. I don't want this ship to sink that I'm on right now, and sinking ships is something I know about. And so Rose is flawed, but we still like her. Even Donald Trump, who I've been told had a few flaws. I can't think of any of them off the top of my head, but I've been told he had a few. Even he is very liked by some people. He did some really cool things while he was president. He advanced prison reform so that nonviolent offenders can get out earlier under certain circumstances. That's a good thing. He never took his paycheck. He donated that. That's a selfless act worthy of admiration. He really advanced the argument in favor of women candidates for president. Only because the biggest argument against them has always been, well, I don't know, women get pretty hormonal sometimes. But he absolutely destroyed that argument by being infinitely more batshit crazy on the average day than any woman is 2 days out of the month. So he was flawed, and yet I still like many of the people who supported him. It's really important to like yourself. Figure out what it is about you that's awesome. And if you can't, ask me, I'll figure it out for you. But even if you're somebody so devoid of positive attributes that somebody has to spend 27 minutes on Wikipedia just to come up with 2 examples of why you don't suck, even if you're a complete piece of garbage, and I know we just talked about this a minute ago, but even if you're that guy, you still serve as a comfort and a resource for people that are feeling bad about themselves to say, hey, at least I'm not like that. Look at you. When it comes to serving as a bad example, you are killing it. Nice job. So here's the thing. You need to like yourself, because if you don't like yourself, what's your incentive to try to make the world a better place where we can all have a better time? So find that thing that you like about yourself, give yourself some credit, join the rest of us. Let's make the world a better place. I'll see you guys next time. All right, let's get out of here. Oh, hey, you fucking idiot.